We got a few items to discuss. We want to just keep everybody updated for the past couple of weeks. Of course, I've met with the administrator multiple times, Chief Storbeck, Ed Steins, the entire DPW, engineering, recycling with David Stiers. He's also been reaching out to the county to increase the usage of the SLAP program because obviously, we just had another cleanup day and a lot of the county roads are absolutely a mess, especially up to the Oak Ridge area. I'm not sure if they got into the Oak Ridge yet. Maybe Antoinette knows that. Greenwood Lake Turnpike, Echo Lake Road, Union Valley Road. I've also spoke to the CFO, John Voley, on a couple of occasions with recreation. Nacenzo Field is tentatively scheduled for the following fall to actually be opened. I think the initial plan right now is once that field is open, potentially shut down Farrell Field, that we could actually start working on Farrell Field. There's been some investments that this governing body has made in the last few years. It's finally happening, that one field at a time, and we're doing it right. And try not to put Band-Aids on our field, trying to do them right. I also spoke to Freeholder Duffy several times. I spoke to the West Milford Youth Soccer. I met with several residents and a multitude of questions and concerns. Myself and also the Personnel Committee, Councilman McGinnis and Councilman Signorino, are now interviewing a new health officer. So hopefully, we hire somebody shortly. Also today, met with the seniors at the Senior Advisory Committee. I mean, some of the topics came up about the elevator, potholes, bus schedule. That one pothole that I mentioned to you a little while back, it was on a county road, on Marshall Hill Road. It looked like it was I don't know if it was some sort of plate that's sinking in, that it's getting worse and worse. Right. The elevator, there's work being proposed right now on the elevator. A lot of electric hydraulics is outdated, so they're working on that. One thing I noticed that's also come up at the Senior Advisory Committee is the elevator on the first floor, the door going to some of the offices, when it's open, you can actually get to the button. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if that is that door could be reversed instead of a left hand swing to a right hand swing. I can see that being a problem. The website, which I talked a little bit briefly before, it's something that I think we could do short term instead of long term, instead of kicking the can down the roads. It's almost 15 years old. From right after the last council meeting, we had a department head and supervisor meeting primarily to talk about the website. We had everybody go back and within 1 week respond with, what type of calls do they get, routinely, and what changes they want on the website. And so we'll be going through that. The administration was able to talk to CityNet, who is our provider, and it is a free upgrade. So talk about savings, the free upgrade, because we're already paying on an annual basis, and that will give us a new design, improved navigation. I think the goal is to make it that it's very integrated with all the departments, so it gets to a point that the cost savings are also going to be that instead of you doing your dog licenses going to town hall, you should be able to do it online, or a garage sale permit or fire permit, a lot of building permits. I think the goal is to get to the point that eventually we could do everything on the website. The better the website is, the less calls to town hall, the less taken time for all our employees, the less walk-ins you have. Just looking at the website, we have work to get done. And I think that website is the first impression that most people have of our township that are either looking to visit our township, move to our township. It's old. It definitely needs to, get a facelift. Some of the things that I did ask for, some of the analytics. One thing that stood out, users, 62,400 users in the past year, 60,000 new users. And of course it breaks down, 21,000 of those users are just from West Milford area, and then for the New York area, 4,000, and then obviously a lot of other townships that are looking to visit West Milford for whatever reason. Some of the things that came up in some of the department heads, as far as what calls we're getting, I won't get into that because it's pretty extensive, but it's it's something that it's a good starting point, and I'm sure we're going to have another meeting in the near future, still obtaining information, prices, and I think it's a good start, knowing that I think this governing body is going to really want to move forward, especially the fact that we have a free upgrade, and we'll look into that a little bit further. I also went to Governor Murphy's economic development plan, and I was a little bit disappointed myself because it was, mainly focused on the inner city, and you really come out of the meeting like, well, nothing really pertains to West Milford because we have our own unique problems here. And you didn't even have an opportunity to, obviously, no questions and answers opportunity, not even to be able to talk to the staff. He literally got done with the whole economic development plan, and stage left, he was gone. It was a little disappointing. Alpha, Peter already mentioned it. It's next Saturday. Again, the committee's been working very hard. I think we approximately got about 190 vendors, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Recreation Advisory Committee, the wall pads. I think you might have talked about it last time, but that they are done in the gymnasium. Also, seniors. There is on October 23rd. Protecting seniors from fraud and also VA benefits. You can register with our rec department. Just the other day, working at Greenwood Lake Airport, a senior called me, not from West Milford. The woman was actually, I believe, from Tom's River. And she asked a very simple question. She goes, "Is Greenwood Lake Airport an international airport?" So I was like, "No, ma'am, sorry, it's a small airport, small planes, that type of thing." And unfortunately, the reason why, because online she met somebody, and that somehow, for whatever reason, she sent him $700, and this person was flying into the Greenwood Lake Airport, an international airport. And it's sad stories like that you hear every day, and I think this is something that I think every senior should, visit and go to, and, just be careful on the internet. If you don't know them, you're not family friend, do not send money, Western Union or, whatever, Visa card, whatever it is, just, if it's too good to be true, it is. And just really concerned with their seniors, because you hear this all the time. We all get those calls, and you always say, like, who would believe that? And people do. That's why they do it. So I'm going to bring this up now because Christmas, Hanukkah is right around the corner, and every year it seems to not go as smoothly as you want. I've been advocating for years, even before I was on the council, that we need to be more festive in our town. And we slowly getting there. I mean, now we have a so-called tree lighting, and we have now a menorah in front of Town Hall. Some years we had more lights than others. I remember, Councilman Signorino, if you remember a few years back, we went around to the businesses. A lot of the businesses participated. I made a lot of calls to some of the local businesses. They promised they're going to be a little more festive this year and put more lights up. I think we could also do that, at Town Hall and put more lights up. I want to make sure that our Christmas tree lighting is called a Christmas tree lighting, not a tree lighting. And also that the menorah that could be placed during all Hanukkah season. And I think it's a step in the right direction, that we could just make our West Milford, that much more festive. We see it in other communities, and especially for our business community. Unfortunately, people do make, business do prosper around the holidays, unfortunately, but they do depend on it. So I think if we make things more festive and more bright and more celebrating, I think that just makes our township that much better. So also the holiday banners are in. So we expect that they're going to also go out. So on the telephone poles, we'll have holiday banners. But I definitely want to work with the administration and recreation department to make sure that that happens.